Hey guys, how are you? It's Mr. Argueta coming to you week number 5. So as you all know, we have just completed our 4th week, which is the midterm. For some of you, if you are now looking at your grades and considering what's going on, wondering how you are going to successfully complete this class, my best and most profound suggestion here is to give me a call. It is halfway through the semester. The semester ends very quickly. We really technically have 3 more weeks worth of work, and then the last week is our final. So there's not a lot of time left. We're really getting down to the nitty-gritty of it, and this is almost the end of the semester. We're week number 5, so that means we got 6 and 7 with work, and then 8 is our final. So it's really getting down to the wire here. Either way, let's not talk about that. Let's look at what we got. So the midterm's complete. I put up a video last week. It wasn't an obligated discussion. It was just kind of an update on what to expect for the week. You didn't have to reply, but we did get some replies. So I just want to say thank you for all of you who did reply. I appreciate your effort and time to talk with me during that week. So this week, we are entering week number 5. So week number 5, we're covering 2 topics that I want you to be aware of and take special focus on. The first one is talking about the organization as a whole and the diverse inclusion that can happen in a organization or department or a team. Now, I am a fan of diversity, of course, because I believe that it actually enhances our ability to do much more than we would in what would be considered a monolithic environment, a one type of environment. Please don't confuse diversity with superficial things as simply just someone from another country. Diversity can deal with your ethnical background, as we know, but also educational, your experiences, all the other things that make us who we are. I am not just a Latino man. I also have experience in environments of business. I am an entrepreneur. I have experience as a pastor. I've pastored for 10 years. I served as a ministry worker and leader for over 20 years. So there's more to me than the superficial aspect of my race. So please don't get caught up simply on the very superficial surface type of diversity, but go deeper into what someone else can bring to your organization, team, or group. In Chapter 10, we discuss the difference between a manager and a leader. Now, just to give you a very basic, very fundamental concept is a leader usually brings about change or makes something more efficient. It makes something more effective. A manager typically will follow the status quo. Now, sometimes that sounds negative, but it's not. In a manufacturing environment, managers are very highly valued and important. We want to do this over and over and over and over again, and it has to have a quality result. Good managers do that. Good leaders find improvement, changes, revolutionizes. That's the difference that I view when it comes to the two. Could managers be good leaders? Absolutely, and vice versa, without a doubt. Do they always happen to be the same in one? No, absolutely not. It just depends on the role, the environment, the person, their character, a whole bunch of stuff. But as I mentioned early on, the purpose of this course is for self-discovery. What is your typical role when you're in those situations? Are you a manager? Are you a leader? That will give you an opportunity to find a job that really suits your desires and what you do well. So the other thing I wanted to give you is a quick view of next week, because I think next week's going to be one of the most important weeks we talk about. In regards to discussion, guys, next week's my favorite discussion of all the semester. So I want you to pay close attention to this. First and foremost, I want you to realize that there's 2 videos out there. The first one is Randy Potash. He talks about his last lecture. I want to say that video and book, actually, I read the book first, then I saw the videos, but that book changed my trajectory in life. When I read the book, I found myself wanting are desiring to have that fulfillment of doing something of importance. Now, understand my background, understand where I come from. I'm a pastor at trade. I'm also a MBA. So I struggled with the two concepts of sort of serving people from a spiritual perspective and making money, if you may. And I understand there's a lot of conflicts for people with this, but I had a desire to help people. So I created what was called and this is what I want you to do in the discussion, my statement of purpose. What is the reason I am here? What is the purpose of my sort of existence? Maybe not that profound right now for you, but maybe as simple as, why am I going to college? Why am I doing this? Why are you sacrificing time, energy, effort? You're doing so much. Why would you put the effort to do this? And I've discovered that unless you understand that, you struggle with trying to continue to do it over and over again when times get tough. Now, I also included there my sort of speech with my statement of purpose, which is the commencement speech that I gave in GNTC a few years back. I'm sorry, not the commencement speech, the Teacher of the Year speech that I gave a few years back. And it talks about you guys. It talks about my students and why I do what I do. So to understand my statement of purpose, you have to understand where it comes from. And I hope that in this discussion, you can do that for yourself. And I've read a lot of your discussions, and a lot of people mention their families and their loved ones, their children, and that could be the root of your statement of purpose. So this discussion really comes down to one thing. Why are you doing what you're doing? What's the purpose of it? What's the statement of purpose of it? So I'm excited. I love this discussion. It is my favorite of all. I think that I get to see you from a different perspective. I get to connect with you. I get to cheer you on. It's just a wonderful, wonderful discussion. And so I hope that you start preparing for that. You can go ahead in the discussion tab and look for it and find it. If you scroll down, you'll find, where is it at? There it is. This is the video, and this is the video it's a bonus video of my speech. So, guys, I am super, super excited to get to next week. And then after that, it's one more week of work, and we're in our finals. We'll discuss more in detail as it comes along. We are in the middle of registration for fall. Make sure you set up an appointment with your advisor. Let us know what we can do to help you. We're busy, and it's getting crazy out there. But I'm excited to see students back in the classroom in fall. Fall semester, we are doing and launching a new method to deliver class. We are going to be offering what's called a virtual classroom, where I will be and other instructors will be in one campus, but you'll be able to log in remotely, live, synchronized, or online live for that time period. So I'm excited to see that happen. I'm excited to get back in class and back in front of people. It's super, super cool. Other than that, guys, this week's pretty full, pretty packed schedule. Not only advisements going on, but I also tomorrow will be teaching a class which is phrases in Spanish for industry. So people from that work in the industry that want to come in and learn different Spanish phrases, will be teaching that, and teaching about the culture, understanding Hofstede's dimensions, which I'm sure if you've taken Intro to Business, you've gone through this, but Hofstede basically stated that every culture has its unique dimensions, differences. Quick example of what I'm talking about is in the Latino culture and other cultures, we do not feel as we control the future. In other words, the Latino people, when they say goodbye, see you tomorrow, they'll usually say to you, if God is willing. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. In Spanish, si Dios quiere. And that statement really comes from the concept that they don't feel they have an internal locus of control. I can't control what's happening tomorrow. In America, we have a high locus of control. Therefore, when someone says see you tomorrow, they say I'll see you tomorrow right back, because they feel like they have the control to make that decision. So I know it's hard sometimes to grab a hold of all those concepts, and I'm sure you're going to learn more about it, so I don't want to bombard you with that information, but it's a very interesting study. Tomorrow I'll be addressing that in our training of Spanish phrases for industry people. Excited about doing that. It's going to be pretty fun class. We'll be drinking some Puerto Rican coffee. Oh, delicious. Probably some Cuban coffee, if you're familiar with that. We'll also be eating some Mexican, they're called conchas. They're like a sweet bread. It's going to be delicious. And I'm just going to bring in different types of Latinx type of cuisines and snacks so they can enjoy and not only learn the phrases but understand the culture from a different perspective. So excited to do that. Other than that, don't forget about Juneteenth's coming up. If anybody's going to be there, please stop by and say hi. I'll be speaking briefly there for the gala. That will be Saturday night. And just pretty excited about this week. So guys, let me know if there's anything I can do for you. If not, it's great to always see you in the real world. I got to see Stephanie, who was drinking some coffee, and ironically enough, the instructor that loves coffee ends up seeing a student at a coffee shop. So pretty interesting. But that being said, if you see me out and about, don't feel shy. Say hi, and we'll talk. Have a great day, guys. We'll talk.